Kamusta there, guys. What is up? It is the Drag6 dude here, and today we are diving directly into the topic of gamer girls and Twitch, and why they are just cancer on YouTube and Twitch. I'm gonna be completely honest when I say that Twitch has never been an innocent platform, and the skeletons in the closet are extremely plentiful, and it haunts the platform to this very day. But I gotta admit that in the last couple of months, this platform has gotten worse, and to be honest, over the last couple of years has shown to be one of the worst places to stream. But since, well, isn't really a decent secondary platform, there isn't really a reason to switch anytime soon, especially for the bigger streamers on this platform. I want to be very clear in saying that this video isn't calling out women for the way they dress, as it's really none of my business how they choose to behave outside of the platform, and honestly I could care less what a woman wears in the slightest. But when you're on Twitch with your tits hanging out, shouldn't that be against some sort of code of conduct? Don't get me wrong, body image matters, and everybody should have a right to feel good in their own skin, but as a whole, the Twitch community has a thing for women who show a little more skin on camera than they really should. This goes for men as well, but why would anybody watch a man be half naked pretending to play video games? Well, pretend isn't really a good word to describe it, but because I guess they are actually playing the game. When the webcam is bigger than the actual game during gameplay, that is where it becomes just a little bit sketchy. Now, for the reason of the video, Paige, a well-known professional wrestler, or former professional wrestler, got her name as an emo-ish wrestler. The first WWE wrestler, yes I said WWE, but there's definitely pro wrestling outside of the WWE. As a lot of people refer to pro wrestling as the WWE fake sport, which isn't really the case, but I digress. But actually, I guess she was one of the first trained wrestlers outside of being a failed model or bodybuilder, like most women in the sport were at the time. Well, except for Natty, and I love Natty, but that's neither here nor there. I, as a pro wrestling fan, enjoyed her for finally making pro wrestling respectable. She broke the mold and became one of my favorites for a very long while. And finally, WWE started making women's wrestling overall a great experience, but that is just a little bit of background on that. Why do I bring up Paige? Well, because of the coronavirus update, or outbreak, she has had I guess you could say a ton of time to do a bit of Twitch streaming, dubbed as just chatting, which is fine, but that's not the whole issue. My issue is, wearing low-cut V-neck shirts, which she has been doing for backstage a ton. I never really watched that, but, I guess people enjoy that. People enjoy just the human interaction with pro wrestling as a whole nowadays, because being the elite is extremely popular even outside of pro wrestling. But the whole idea is it made me lose a lot of respect for the once great wrestler, or at least above average. She, however, of course can't wrestle anymore due to concussion problems and neck issues, but Paige has used her fans, rightfully so, to get ahead on Twitch, which would be enough for any successful ex-pro wrestler. But going and using underhanded tactics like displaying 75%, this is just an arbitrary number, but 75% of her assets on Twitch while talking is extremely low. This is, of course, after she has her assets enlarged due to augmentation surgery, which is whatever, because it's her body, but denying that surgery ever happened when it is clearly extremely visible that it has happened is very sketchy. I reached out to her on Twitter, which you can follow by looking up Drax6Dude on Twitter, or there should be a link in the description below. I, of course, sent, in eye quotes, "What I find is funny. Somebody who gets pioneered for breaking the mold is the same as the ones who came before, ballooned up and put on a pedestal to look pretty. We want wrestling, not cleavage," smiley face. Yes, you are a black-haired bimbo, not a wrestler. Oh wait, you can't wrestle. While I didn't tweet, well, I didn't get a tweet back, because obviously why would she reply to me, especially considering my tweet wasn't really, I guess you could say, very nice. But it's true. While I find the tweet now to be a little rude, I saw it as criticism for many of the problems with Twitch as a whole now. While I am making this video to get my point across and show my side of the story, it's very imperative that you do not harass me or Paige on Twitter or any other platform with hate or anything of the sort, because it is wrong. As much as I love interacting with my viewers as much as possible, calling me names or sending blind hate will resort to a banhammer. Criticism is fine, because unlike some people, I don't have a paper-thin skin and will be fine receiving suggestions or opinions. Death threats or hate mail, especially with racial slurs, will not be appreciated because I don't talk to children. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with gaming content and gaming opinions. I try to keep content as original as possible to give my viewers a new experience rather than a repeat on what's on Twitch and YouTube every day. On a side note, a movie called Fighting With My Family was released with The Rock. There was a couple cameos, but the movie follows Paige as she becomes a pro wrestler, a WWE wrestler, her, getting tried out and all that. She has had many problems with body image, and I want to apologize for calling you a bimbo because it was out of line on my part, but as you probably will not watch the video, especially to the very end, this will probably fall on deaf ears. But as I have an opinion, you became a model, not a person that loves wrestling anymore. As an outsider, it looks like you've used wrestling as a way to become a celebrity. And that is the end of the video.